on my broadcast, we have a prominent sports coach. Some of you know him as a teacher, and he's also a former broadcaster on one of the national television companies in this country. Welcome to Linica TV. Tell us your name and give us a brief of yourself.
I do not want to blow my own trumpet, but I'm just a teacher by profession and a football coach. I think the rest we shall know. I'll continue with our broadcast. But I want to thank Linica TV for being a sports TV. The rest will know.
All right. Tell us briefly your name. When someone hears your name, where did you get it from? Because the name Tembo is now, I would say, in school spheres and school sport, it's something sounding.
Yeah.
What does your name mean?
Tembo, I think one thing I must tell you, we need a whole day talking about that name. But briefly, Tembo, that's a known name when it comes to the field of football. I think I've been playing football since primary, but I think the year when that name became so prominent was in 1997. I'll never forget. I was in senior 3. That's the time when in Western Uganda, 3 schools were very, very prominent, especially in Mbarara, in secondary football. In Tanga SES, Mbara High, and in Tare School. And 1997, I was in senior 3, and that's when I joined Nyamitanga. And the first time playing for the school team.
Now, before we go over there,
yes,
tell us, in Western Uganda, we normally hear people say that we don't have talent coming from that side. How do you come to have school teams, then you join different tournaments to come and
Of course, that's a lie. That's a lie. There are so many talented players in Western Uganda. Of course, then it was a little bit hard to know that indeed there are very good players in Western Uganda, because probably maybe coaches and FUFA at large were not minding about going to the grassroots and finding those hidden talents there. Of course, players were there, but not exposed.
Okay, so now the name Tembo joins sports,
yes,
as you have said, and you have given us the different school you went to. What motivated you to join the field of sports, specifically football?
It was not about motivation. It was about talent. This was natural given talent.
Some of us are talented.
Yes.
Maybe singers, but
yes,
we find ourselves in different jobs. So how did you know that football is my talent? What pulled you towards football?
Just like I told you, since I was a very young boy, I think I remember playing football as early as primary one. My child, of course, by then I was a goalkeeper. That's when I came to realize that I can't play football.
We are going to put you in goal in our next game, as members know here that Mr. Tembo and I normally do play football. So next time we see you, we shall put you in goal and test those skills. So we are saying we are first in goal.
So by the way, so seriously, P1, P2, P3, up to around P5 there, P6, I was a goalkeeper. Then P7, I said, no, I think I need to change now the position because of the height. It's too short to be a goalkeeper. And of course, I remember my friends used to laugh at me. Even when I was trying to save my team from conceding so many goals. So in the P7, even when we were a little bit busy preparing for PLOE, I said, no, let me now try and play you call
up
it
front.
But of course, my coach had not trusted me because of the height again.
So from goal now you want to go in front, but maybe you're going to play against the structure, maybe their body shape is way beyond.
Yes, of course. By then we used to study with very huge boys, mature boys, very tall.
Boys, they were men.
Actually, were men. BCC, they were men, and so coach looks at me and is like, no, you can't play in my team. And by the way, one thing I must tell you, even when I was, not playing in primary, maybe 5, 6 there, but at village level, my God, boys used to come and, steal me from home because my mom was very strict, but they used to come and, go and play for us.
Sneak you out to come and be on the pitch.
I was a hot cake, I remember by then, some cutting comes for me. Then next time another team comes for me, and so I was playing as a striker. So I had that confidence in me. Unfortunately, primary coach didn't see that in me, and
he was doubtful of
exactly. I came to hate football. And one thing I must say that all the 7 years in primary school, I didn't play on the school team. Then joining Form 1 in Rwenzori High School, still I did not play on school team.
Okay.
Why? Because also they were huge men. You call them men. They were huge men there. I ended up playing volleyball. I joined volleyball.
Now from goalkeeping to going up front, now to not playing, now you are bringing in volleyball.
I joined volleyball, Rwenzori High. But of course, volleyball.
How did that happen? Because also in volleyball, we see people who play volleyball. They're also tall and
true. That's what I was going to tell you.
Structured men.
Volleyball. I also realized that I had talent in volleyball. But I came to know it was just a game of tall guys. True. They made me a setter, and even up now I'm still a very good setter. But still, the height was beating me. But I remember. In senior two, were playing inter classes.
Okay.
Inter classes, and our class senior two was playing senior 5 on finals. So they used to put me on the substitute bench, of course with little trust in my ability.
Yeah.
So I remember senior 2 we had conceded, and time was getting what.
Done.
So I went to the so-called coach. He was a student, of course. I told him, please, give me a chance.
I show you what I can do.
Yes, give me a chance. The guy refused, and I said, okay. Kept quiet. So I think I remember there were around 5 minutes to the end of the game. I went back again to this young man. I told him, please, can you give me a chance that I play? Finally, the young man accepted. I think God also has the way he does his things. The first touch was a goal. And it was 1-1. I'll never forget that game. I will never forget in my life how I was carried by, lifted up by, it was just,
amazing.
It was amazing. Then eventually the game ended. We entered into penalties because this was a final game. Senior 2s versus senior 5s. So when they were picking penalty takers, our boys started fearing. Me, I'm not going. I'm not going. I said, I want to be.
Tension,
yes, of course, the tension. I said, I think I
can do this.
I will be the first to take the penalty. So we started the penalties. Senior 5s took theirs. It entered. I know, I know, the pressure is always there.
There might be very many people, but you don't hear anyone.
Exactly.
Even a pin drop.
Yes, I stepped forward. I took my penalty, and it entered. My God. That was 1-1. Personally, I couldn't believe it. It was too short, too small. This, by the way, when you look at the table today, and the table of 1997, 96, 5 there.
There's a very huge contrast.
You're a teacher here and might be knowing a boy called the Fali. That was the size. But playing against huge men. So senior 5 guy came, took his, it was called. Senior 2 came, took his, entered. Senior 5 came out, senior 2 entered.
Then you won.
We won that year. Inter classes. We won that ball. It was just too much. That's the match I will never forget in my life. Because it was something very surprising. Senior 2s winning senior 5s.
It's really a memorable
I will never
moment.
forget some boys who were taking an ambulance to the hospital, the from 5 guys.
They couldn't believe
it. They fainted, and so from there I started saying, I think this young man can play. Unfortunately, I left Rwenzori High without playing the school team because when the ADF came in, that was 1995, 1996 actually.
So the ADF saga is not just of recent.
No. Yeah, it started in 1996. I remember when senior to Rwenzori High. So that's when I changed to Anyamitanga SS in Ibarara.
You pause there a bit. I shall come back.